Wildfires are raging across Southern California, reducing entire neighborhoods to ash and leaving communities devastated. On the front lines of this disaster are hundreds of incarcerated individuals working tirelessly to extinguish the flames. For their efforts, these inmates earn just $5.80 a day, or during emergencies about $1 an hour. This is California's inmate firefighting program, a decades-old system presented as a win-win. Inmates get vocational training, time credits to reduce their sentences, and the chance to give back to society. Meanwhile, the state gets a source of cheap labor to fight its ever-worsening wildfire crisis. But beneath this polished narrative lies a harsh truth. This isn't an opportunity, it's exploitation. Let's start with the numbers. Professional firefighters in California typically earn between $30 and $90 an hour during emergency responses, factoring in overtime and hazard pay. For specialized roles or senior personnel, that number can climb even higher, surpassing $100 an hour. Compare that to the $1 an hour that incarcerated firefighters make during emergencies, and the disparity is impossible to ignore. This exploitation isn't just allowed, it's explicitly protected by the United States Constitution. The 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, includes a glaring loophole. It permits forced labor as punishment for a crime. This clause has been used for over a century to justify paying incarcerated workers pennies for their labor, whether they're fighting fires, working in factories, or harvesting crops. Critics argue that this exception perpetuates a cycle of systemic inequality, disproportionately affecting communities of color who are overrepresented in the prison system. Programs like this one save the state millions in labor costs while offering little in return to the people performing the work. And when the fires are out and the inmates are released, most of them won't even qualify to become professional firefighters. Strict licensing requirements and rules about hiring individuals with criminal records bar many from turning their hard-earned experience into a legitimate career. In other words, their heroism doesn't buy them a future. It just lines the state's pockets. Public figures have started to call attention to this injustice. Kim Kardashian recently took to social media, praising the incarcerated firefighters as heroes and calling on Governor Gavin Newsom to raise their pay. They get paid almost nothing, risk their lives, and some have died, Kardashian wrote. I see them as heroes. And she's right, they are heroes. These individuals are risking their lives to save others, all while working in a system that undervalues their contributions and exploits their labor. Recent legislation has made some progress. Inmate firefighters can now expunge their records, which might allow some to pursue firefighting careers after release. But let's be clear, this is a small step forward in a system that still treats incarcerated individuals as disposable resources rather than human beings deserving of dignity and fair pay. If California is serious about both wildfire mitigation and criminal justice reform, it needs to rethink its approach. That starts with paying incarcerated firefighters wages that reflect the risks they're taking. It also means eliminating barriers that prevent these individuals from turning their firefighting experience into a career. Because this isn't just about fighting fires, it's about fighting the flames of injustice that burn at the heart of the prison labor system. The question is no longer whether these inmates deserve better. The question is whether California will finally step up and give it to them. For now, the state continues to rely on a workforce that risks everything and gains almost nothing in return. And while the wildfires may eventually die out, the systemic exploitation of incarcerated individuals shows no signs of burning away. To stay updated on the latest breaking news, subscribe to Breaking Through News on the Newsbreak app, on YouTube, or at breakingthrough.com.